j'étais jeune, les premiers gestes de la cuillère, c'était le matin au café. Je prenais les petites gouttes de café et je le passais sur la table en formica. Je tirais des traits comme ça avec la cuillère. Sec, sec, sec. Et dans la boulangerie, les gens me regardaient.
I learned a lot watching him create his paintings and seeing his process and learning about what was inspiring that piece. So I thought that was really interesting. There was a black and white painting, for example, and technically it seemed really simple. There wasn't a lot to it, but then you learned that the zigzags and the lines represented when he was going through chemo. And I just loved hearing about that because it just brought so much depth to the piece. There was something he said when they were getting ready to create the exhibit, and he was talking about the anxiety he felt about exposing himself to other people. And that really resonated with me because I think any creative person, whether they're writing or drawing or creating music, anything, they put so much of themselves into their work. And there is such a vulnerability about showing that to other people. And as we got deeper into this piece, we did learn that a lot of his pieces are self portraits and they represent a pain that he was feeling at a certain time. And so I really appreciated that. He's led such a rich, interesting life that this whole thing was really fascinating.
Right from the top, it got my attention, and I thought it was a really great way to bring in the audience with his daily ritual and the creative act that started all at the diner, because then we got from the small minutia until to seeing his exhibition, to seeing his performances live. And it really did encompass this vibrant and interesting character who was so worthy of documentation and of spending an hour with. I felt almost honored to be able to spend an hour with who I consider an art rock star. There's just so many entrancing works from his show to view, so many layers to his passion, his ideology, his art philosophies were so interesting to understand and just let permeate the piece. And all of his ideas and philosophies really did color the piece as well. And I think it was really great editing to be able to view the art, watch the process, hear the sparks that set ablaze the creative process, and get to see it, the jazz scatting or the rock and roll full band accompaniment as he's creating this viscerally with his hands was amazing. It was just very cool to be taken on the journey as well of creating his exhibition. All that entails the setup, the revamping of a space, the immersing the environment with his energy, was really interesting as somebody who's not in the art world themselves. Yeah, it was never a dull moment, and I think it was just so clear to me why he was chosen as a subject of a doc.
I liked that it went through not only his art and what he felt about it and his kind of assessment of it, but also what other people like the in the gallery thought and how they would had reacted to it, and then going through his life as well, which obviously affected his art and formed it, and how he kind of stumbled not stumbled, but how he became an artist. And I really enjoyed the whole journey of it, building to this exhibition and building to this moment with all his art on display. I really liked it. I liked how it was structured and how it was all put together.
I love seeing him work. I love, seeing the story of how he started, in the restaurant, just dribbling on the spoon, and how the movie ends with him dribbling paint from the spoon, and still making art all these years later. A lot of meaning in this. The fact that he's taking so much from his the town where he came from here, where he grew up, and talking about his parents at the end when he visits his parents, the whole meaning of everything kind of comes together, and he says, "Not all artists are sick." And he went through a lot of conflict in his life, and he was a fighter and all these things, but he's overcome it now, and he's making art. and it's really wonderful to see, and it's very inspiring. And I know myself as an artist, and anybody who's going to be watching this as artists are going to learn a lot from the legacy of the life of this man, to see where he started and where he ended up. It's quite extraordinary. But he was very interesting to watch. Everybody on screen was wonderful and very expressive and very easy to understand. Everything was presented so well by the filmmakers. It was put together and edited and paced so nicely, and nice use of score, and photography was great. And just love seeing the paintings.
I was not expecting this when I saw the title of the film, and boy, was I beautifully surprised by how gorgeous it is, the storytelling. This documentary was really, really special. I'm so happy you made this movie. He is quite the artist and quite the interesting character. I really fell in love with him and the people in his life who champion him, and just really loved this so much. Um, and I loved the way the film was made. I loved the questions that were asked of not just him, but of the people in his life, to kind of get to know them better and understand what their role is in his life. I really thought it was beautifully made. Some of the just, candid exterior shots, whatever, the shots that he's not in, you're just seeing where he lives and what his life is like and what he sees every day. Very insightful, really beautiful.
I loved all the shots of him kind of painting over the camera. I thought that was super interesting. And also the shot where he was painting in the pool, and the way you guys kind of focused on the painting and the water and kind of how that kind of paralleled and looked similar. I thought that was super smart. And I just thought it was just a really fascinating story, and it really was just a joy to watch.